right now. Here's a look at Carmel live. This is one of the spots that have seen a good amount of rain in the last hour from this heavier downpour getting to the Indy metro area. Temperature there sits at 67 degrees, but you can see the reflecting of the roadway there on Main Street. Temperatures right now sitting in the 60s for most of us in central Indiana. 70s where it hasn't been raining a whole lot. 73 in Bloomington. Evansville still hanging on to 77 degrees, 70 in South Bend. So here's that downpour I was talking about. Storm Tracker showing all the rain in central Indiana. A lot of green off to our east. But we are watching this one downpour that also has some lightning strikes. So don't be surprised if you do hear a rumble of thunder. Red colors on the map as we look off to the north and west of Indy Speedway. Heavier rain not too far away. We'll zoom in all the way here to Indianapolis. So Indianapolis, we're right now seeing light to moderate rain, but that red color is where I really want to watch. So we'll see if this rain, in fact, does get a little bit heavier as we head into the next hour. But the good news is, as we look at the broad picture across the Midwest, behind these last little downpours, should have a little bit of a break from the rain. So rain chances will be decreasing through the early morning hours, and we'll see that as our precipitation chances through the next couple hours. Again, high really at 11 o'clock, but then we start to drop off as we get after midnight. And we'll see if some of those shower chances do return as we head into tomorrow morning. And here's tomorrow's storm risk. We're at a 1 out of 5 chance of severe weather. We'll see if this does get upgraded. And here's why. We'll see this on Futurecast. So the showers make their way eastward tonight as we get into tomorrow morning. Same kind of deal as what we saw today. Maybe some on and off showers, but as we get closer to midday, some showers and storms start to get going. And that's where we're watching the severe risk, really midday into the early afternoon. After that, I think we start to quiet down a little bit in central Indiana. So we'll be watching at least those chances of showers and storms, mainly midday. Tomorrow's forecast, again, on-off rain in the morning, potential for those showers and storms midday into the early afternoon, and hopefully we'll be quieting down as we get later into the day. Here's a humidity tracker. Yeah, unfortunate. We'll be seeing those dew points back into the 70s. Yes, that miserable category. So dew points back into the 70s for the start of the week, and that's to go along with the heat. So we'll have some temperature records in jeopardy both Tuesday and Wednesday. And keep in mind, with those dew points being that high, as we look at the Peterman Brothers Heating and Cooling 8-day forecast, temperatures will feel like they're in the hundreds Tuesday and Wednesday with that heat. We'll get a little bit of relief chance on Thursday, so a lot to determine there. But we have multiple days in the 90s, and we'll cool down.